Your mega viral video, how many views did your big one on that microphone get?
I think it's at 13 million or something like that. I play games, and in my game chat, one of my friends always had a headset mic. I could not stand it. I roasted them on it all the time, but they just would not get a better microphone. So I was like, all right, I'll get that one, and then they'll have no reason because I'll just give it to them. And when I got the mic, I was actually pleasantly surprised. So I filmed the video, gave them the microphone. They left, I went to sleep, woke up the next day, and that video had over 1 million views. And this is fake, right? Like, I thought I reached out to support, and they were like, no, that's what you earned. That's the commission. My family's in a way better place because of it now.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Social Army podcast. I'm your host, Bryce, and I've got a pretty special guest with me today. His name is Stucati on TikTok, also known as Jerry. He is kind of a unique creator across the board. He's into music, he's into a lot of other things, but he went viral for telling people to throw their microphones away, which is pretty crazy. So, but definitely worth looking into. He's got a pretty unique story behind him and kind of how TikTok helped him move forward during a pretty rough time. But it's pretty cool. So without any further delay, as always, let's go ahead and introduce Jerry to the crowd. Jerry, if you would.
How's it going, everybody?
What's going on, man? So why don't you go ahead and tell people a little bit about yourself, man? What kind of sparked this, or what got you into this, or who you are?
Yeah. So I've been running like a music studio as well as like a media production company, shoot commercials and stuff like that for a really long time. So I was just doing TikTok to try to help out with that, as well as like posting clips of music and everything. I didn't realize TikTok Shop was a thing until I saw someone like make a video about it, and there's free samples, and I was like, I want to see what that's all about. Applied for it and saw that I could get a free sample for a microphone, and I play games, and in my game chat, one of my friends always had a headset mic. I could not stand it. I roasted them on it all the time, but they just would not get a better microphone. So I was like, all right, I'll get that one, and then they'll have no reason because I'll just give it to them. And when I got the mic, I was actually pleasantly surprised. They were over at my house. I had to hurry and film a video. So I filmed the video, gave them the microphone. They left. I went to sleep, woke up the next day, and that video had over 1 million views. And
Crazy.
Yeah, I checked the back end of it and saw, oh, there's like money. I didn't, because I'd done Creator Fund before, but there was nothing there. So it was like, when I saw that, how much money was actually in there, I was like, okay, there's something to this. And I decided to start just recreating that video over and over to try to figure out what was it about it that connected with people.
That's awesome. Yeah, and it's just insane. I mean, 2 million views or 1 million views overnight is wild to wake up to see the amount of money you made. It's probably even more crazy as well. So a little bit about your background in music, man. What do you do? Like, what in terms of pursuit there? I mean, was that always your career, or?
Yeah, so I've been doing music since I was young. I used to teach guitar, and like that was kind of some of my first businesses. That and tech. Like I always float between those two. Because music doesn't have the most money in it usually. So between that and tech, I would always be pushing that. And then I started my own music studio, and the media production company side of things. It actually started because I just wanted to make my own music videos, and for music videos that were close to me. And then I found out again, musicians don't usually have money. So to actually make it into a business, I had to start like doing commercials, doing weddings and stuff like that. And so content just all kind of fell in there. As well as I was a kid that grew up in, like, I'm 31 now, so I grew up with the internet was like the thing. So I think we all kind of like tried content here and there. So yeah.
That's awesome. Teaching guitar, man. I don't have dexterity in my fingers. I mean, I can't even do the Spock symbol. So like being able to learn how to play guitar, it was something I always wanted to do, but I never ever could get my fingers to just do the things, you know? So kudos to you on that.
Yeah.
How long you been a musician? I mean, just ever since you were a kid?
Yeah, since I was like, I don't know, 5 years old or something like that. All I've ever cared about is music. My kids, same way. Like my daughter's 7. She's already made like 300 songs or something like that. We just,
oh my gosh,
just like music, you know?
That's awesome. That's got to be so cool to hear them play and progress.
Yeah, it's crazy.
My boys want drums, and I'm kind of terrified to get them some drums.
We put a drum kit in our garage. Our neighbors hate it, but our kids love it.
I'm sure. I just recently moved into an HOA, so I don't think they would be too happy with me with the drum kit. That's funny. Well, that's awesome. Well, I'm glad TikTok, was something that you're able to find. One of the common things that we've seen with a lot of the creators that we interview on the show is that a lot of them just kind of stumbled on it out of nowhere. I mean, TikTok, the affiliate program is still in an infancy stage. I mean, it's barely a year old, and most people didn't discover it until the beginning of this year. And it was one of those things that was just like, I'll give it a shot. And that's like one of the most common things I've seen, like yourself, Amber, me, a bunch of people will give it a shot, see what happens. And then boom, overnight, just all this money started flowing in. What was your first thoughts on that? I mean, did you think it was real, or did you think that?
No, I actually wrote the TikTok support and was like, I'm not gonna. This is fake, right? Like I thought, because I've had things that happen at the bank before, where like the bank will mess up and there's all of a sudden money in your account, and
Right.
I'm like, so I was not about to owe TikTok thousands of dollars. So I reached out to support, and they were like, no, that's what you earned. That's the commission. I didn't really think anything, which is crazy because I've tried so hard in other things on the internet that just to no avail, like drop shipping and ClickFunnels and like all these things that you hear about. I've tried them all. And then I kind of had this sour taste in my mouth. Like there is no actual thing on the internet that really works. It's all just
Right.
BS. And so to accidentally stumble into one and then see it consistently keep happening for other people, it's like, okay, affiliate is the move. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's like no downside, no money needed to jump into it. Literally just, do you have the followers? Then why not try? Like I don't.
Right. And the
Maybe you'll
companies
feel
are sending
goofy.
you. Right. And the companies are sending you products anyway. So you're not out of pocket for these things. Like, see, that's the one thing that a lot of people don't understand. And for those of you that are watching, if this is your first time ever watching anything TikTok shop related, hear me out. If you have the followers to get into the affiliate program, just join the program. It is the most non-risk business that you can ever get into that produces the most reward if something pops. And the thing is, when you first get into this program, companies are so eager to send you stuff anyway because you're a new affiliate, and all they want is people to post videos left and right. So you can get products for free and not have to invest a single dime, and then all of a sudden do what Jerry did and make $3,000-$4,000 overnight out of nowhere, not even realizing it was happening.
Exactly.
It's crazy what TikTok Shop can do.
And it doesn't hurt your account either. Like I have people be like, well, if I apply, because Creator Fund was different. It's like if you signed up, it felt like it impacted your actual organic views, where this just doesn't seem to have. I just
left the Creator Fund for that reason.
It doesn't seem like it has any impact on anything else that you're doing. So even if you want to just try out a couple videos, I just don't see the downside. It's like, I say this to everyone. If you get a bunch of views, then great. You just got a bunch of views and you made money off it. If it flops and you have 100 views, then no one saw a bad video. Like there's really no downside other than the time investment of a couple minutes to make a video.
That's it. And a lot of the times too, it's just a couple of minutes of shooting a video that you don't think is going to do anything that ends up popping off and doing millions of views. So
exactly.
It happens. Now, Jerry, you did something pretty unique with that microphone. You saw it worked and you capitalized on an opportunity there. How many times did you recreate that video?
15 before I had my huge viral. So my first one went 3 million over like that first week. And then my second one, I ended up, I think it's now at like 12 or 13 million. Right. I made that video 15 times between those two. I still make videos to it to this day because I just don't think a viral product stops being a viral product just because it's like out of season or it's already been talked about. Like,
right.
I think
or your
they'll always
video
have
died
cycles.
Or whatever.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. So I just keep making videos for it, but I just felt like I had the expertise to talk about it, and I knew that I could rile some people up because I have $30,000 of microphones. So I can just be like, well, this one compared to this one, and then it just gets a bunch of people upset. And I tried the angle of taking headset mics. Like one of my videos that did okay at like close to 1 million, I bought it and just threw it away. Like those first 2 seconds of my video was me getting it from the store and then me tossing it in the trash can.
Right.
And that worked all right, but for whatever reason, it was just more me showing it compared to expensive microphones. I had to be careful with that because I found out you're not supposed to say brand names. But
yes, but that's also something that a lot of us didn't know in the very beginning.
Yeah, but you learn. Now I know that you can do it. You just have to not disparage the other brands. So it's more just like listen for yourself and decide what you think, and that seems to be okay.
Now you say your mega viral video. How many views did your big one on that microphone get?
I think it's at 13 million or something like that.
Man,
yeah,
on a microphone video, that's crazy. Do you know about how much money that video made you in terms of GMV?
Oh, GMV.
Oh, if you know the commission.
I mean, that commission was a little over 50,000. I don't know what the
on that video alone.
Yeah, I don't know what the GMV is on it because I didn't have a huge commission. I didn't know anything about commission. I never reached out to the company at that point.
Right.
I didn't know anything about anything. I was just like, oh, here you go, friend. Have a microphone. My video's up. I actually had to reach out to my friend and be like, can I have that microphone back? That video's kind of blowing up. I need to like make more videos for it. But yeah, so it wasn't the best commission. Like looking back, I think I could have obviously done stuff differently, but I'll never take it back because that's what changed the whole course of my life with realizing this stuff's a thing, and my family's in a way better place because of it now.
Right. It's incredible. I mean, $50,000 just on one video alone in commission is crazy. And now obviously, guys, that's pre-tax money. One
Yeah.
thing too, I will tell you, I don't talk about this a lot, but I probably should mention it a couple of times. If you start making big money with TikTok Shop, please do the due diligence and find out exactly how much money you should be putting aside for taxes based off of your bracket, your state, your city, everything. Because the money you do receive is pre-taxed and you will have to pay a pretty penny on that. I just paid the IRS close to $40,000 the other day for all the money that I've been making. So you have to pay that. Not paying it for taxes is a federal crime, as Drake would like to say. So
Yes, talk to a
definitely do
CPA.
that. Mhm,
Make sure you get people who know more than you about it. And do that up front, because when I first
Yeah.
started getting money, like I've struggled a lot of my life. So I call it like, what is it, like a broke mindset, where it's like you usually don't have money. So then all of a sudden you have some and it's like, well, what do we do with this? You know,
Yeah,
like you
just
don't
spend.
you don't know what to do. And I kind of quickly realized, oh, that won't work. That's not sustainable. And also the weird enough part, my second favorite part that no one talks about with affiliate, you're getting so many free samples sent to you, you kind of get burned out on getting things. Like I just more
Yeah.
want to build things instead of get things now, because it doesn't do much when you're having 10 packages a day show up at your house. So
I think you're one of the only people that's ever said that out loud, where it's like made sense. Like right now I have, I think, 15 products, 20 products maybe I got to make videos on, but I'm just tired of getting stuff. And I forget that I've like got these things coming to me and they'll just show up at the door. I'm like, oh shit, got to make a video on that. Now I got to come up with a new idea. Now, don't get me wrong. These are good problems to have.
Yes.
I'm not complaining by any means, but man, it does get a little bit, maybe a little overwhelming at times, because you just have so much.
Well, you look
just
through all
piling
your
up.
free samples and you're like, these things are actually good. That's like the other thing that surprised me, is I'll just be looking through them. I'm like, I would have been buying these if I just saw these all over the place. Like,
Right.
so it's interesting getting burnt out on getting things, where now I'm more focused on like, can I grow what I already have? I like seeing the numbers increase and really trying to like build a nest egg for me and my family, because that's going to actually hold us through.
And with this too, I mean, it's such explosive income. It can really just take care of you for years to come. I mean, I've maxed out 2 IRAs this year because of the money that came in and didn't have to worry about
That's
it. So I
crazy.
mean, yeah, it's insane. Real quick, man, some good news. You remember those Eraser headphones with the touchscreen?
Yes.
They're back live.
Oh, let's go.
Yes, so that's another big one. So there's going to be a lot of
need to do
videos on
those.
that coming up.
Yeah, I need to do those so bad.
Yeah, it's. I saw this morning. I was scrolling through, and it said video or product removed from video because it's invalid. And I was like, what? When did those come back? So I clicked on it. All the links are available again. So we are
go.
ready to rock on that.
Yeah, I got to go super hard with those. That's one of the things I should have done differently. Was I obviously was like niche electronics, microphones,
Right.
capture cards, stuff that fit what I thought I had to fit into the mold of what my account was.
Right.
And it doesn't need to be that way. So now that I'm looking for just more like electronics in general, and then I have some other accounts where I do clothing and things, but for my main account, like I can do consumer where anyone will want it. So I had some recent success with like a cable that can turn into multiple. It can be USB-A to USB-C to Lightning. And that's something that's like, how many people want a streaming microphone? How many people need a charger? Like it's way more that will need a charger. And so like, if I recommend people to getting started, like don't feel like you're stuck to whatever you think your account is, because you might not realize how many products actually float around that could also be beneficial to you. Like if I would have realized that earlier, I think I could have really had some even, I mean, I'm not complaining about the months I had, but I feel like I could have had some even bigger months for sure.
Right. And that's hindsight's 2020. The future's unknown, right? I mean, you can look back and see things and be like, you know, oh, I could have done better here. I could have made an extra video on this, which could have popped, you know, this and that. But at the end of the day, all that's doing is preparing you for what you got coming up. I mean, now you know, hey, I should probably do this instead, which is a good thing.
Exactly.
And especially with niching down, we talk about this quite often. I tell people all the time, try to generalize yourself as much as you possibly can, but stay within a broad category.
Yeah.
If you're tech, stay within the broad category of tech. You know, chargers, charger blocks, portable chargers, you know, phone cases, screen protectors, you know, things of that nature, things that work within that niche of itself. But if you're going to niche yourself down, for instance, makeup, and then ultra niche yourself down into like nail polish and extensions and things like that.
Yeah.
You're taking yourself away from such a broad audience that you're reducing the amount of money you're actually able to make. But if you stay within just the makeup niche, that is your face, you know, lip gloss. I'm using terms that I'm super unfamiliar with, but it's such a broad niche that it goes all beauty, right? It goes everywhere: face care, hair care, beard care, you know, all types of things. But
exactly,
you want to keep it broad, but also general in a lot of ways. And a lot of people, I don't think, realize that. They want to stick with something that's just so niche because they think, oh, it's hot. Sure, but you're limiting yourself big time. Big time.
100%. Yeah.
So, Jerry, real quick, man, you're a part of Social Army, and you've been with us for quite a while now. How did you first hear about us, and what really brought you into the whole Social Army craze?
So it kind of is related to like our family life turned into a kind of intense situation out of nowhere.
Right.
And so like it was at the highest high of my life. I had the lowest low of my life. So I just immediately made $18,000 in a month off of TikTok Shop. And then we found out my daughter was really sick and we had to be in primary children's hospital with her and live in the hospital with her for a while. And we were told very quickly she probably wasn't going to make it. So what's crazy enough is while we were in the hospital, to try to like distract myself because there's so much testing and doctors coming in and just like it's chaos and you're trying to escape from it any way you can, I was just like scrolling through TikTok and I saw your video where you were like in your car and you're like, I just quit my job or something like that.
Yeah,
and it resonated with me because you're like, I finally have time to spend with my kids, and here I am. The only reason I can be there next to my kid in the hospital is because I'm not having to leave to go work because of money I just made on TikTok. So I had the time to join into this thing because I was just trying to distract myself from the chaos of what was happening.
Sure.
But simultaneously, I resonated with it because I was like, that's me. I just got the money. I'm able to spend time with my family and I want to grow this into something. So that's when I joined in. And I actually did that first, like when I was chatting with you guys the first time when I like joined in and was a part of that. That was in the hospital when I did that. So
really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that was a really crazy thing. But it was just a weird time where I was, again, highest high of my life, lowest low. I was considering deleting all my accounts, closing my businesses. I was like, I'm done with everything. I can't deal with it. And Social Army, and I talk about this a lot, is kind of the reason I stayed even doing social media in general, because I joined some other groups around that time and everyone was like basically 20-year-old bros. And if you're not like that mindset, then and I was like, I just am dealing with my daughter possibly not being here anymore. She's fine now, just so you guys know. That's super good.
Yes.
But that's what I was dealing with mentally, and I couldn't deal with the bro mentality. Then in Social Army, it was everyone just kind of being like, no one really cared that I needed to take some time away, and every time I hopped in, it was like I was always there the whole time.
Right.
And they were super cool with me from the beginning, and every time I'd hop in, I live in that wins tab. Like, I don't know what other people do, but I love to just see people, this worked for me, this worked for me, this worked for me. Mm-hmm. And that kind of kept me through it, where I just floated off my TikTok money for a couple months. But after a while, I was like, I kind of want to get back into this. I have a skill set. I know I can do this. My daughter's fine now. I'm ready to hop back in. And Social Army was the place that I decided to kind of like make home, if that makes sense.
No, 100%. And, you know, at the end of the day, we appreciate you for being there. I mean, the entire time. I mean, through everything you were dealing with. I mean, that's such a difficult thing to see, not knowing if your daughter's going to make it through. You know, I mean, I've got 4 kids of my own, and through those times, we had my oldest. He had pneumonia, and was hospitalized for 3 days, and he was getting real bad. And then all of a sudden, he was better. But I've never been to the point where I was afraid of the life of my child. I could never imagine what that felt like. But being able to find somewhere and find something that allowed you to continue to float through worry-free on the livable side of things, especially in the economy we're in, is just amazing. So I
genuinely think I would have, I don't know, broken down or had, I don't know, like, because I had what worked on TikTok. Right. It's why I care so much to teach it to people and to help them out, because it was the lowest part of my life, and it literally pulled me out of it in a sense of like, I was ready to just be like, I'm done with everything, kind of a thing. Like, when you're faced with a situation like that, like, I'm having some weird conversations with the man upstairs, like, how is this what I'm going through? Right. And so to have it all just like be able to be there, be able to float through it after the fact when you're home, like, how much of a blessing was that to afford hospital food and not have to like leave to go to work and be able to sit there with her for a month straight. And
you were there for the whole thing. I mean, by her side, the whole thing.
Never left the entire time. And like being able to pay people to like be around her and help her. I mean, help the rest of my family. Sorry. because I have other kids. So it's like
Right.
the whole thing would not have been able to be balanced at all without what just happened before on TikTok. It just was like weird, the timing of how it all played out. And so it kind of became like, all right, I just recently, actually this last month, like put a pause on my personal businesses, like my music studio and my media production company, because it kind of, after reflecting, realized nothing's done for me what TikTok, Social Army, and affiliate like stuff did for me. Nothing has ever been there for me and my family like that. So I'm going to put all my eggs in those baskets and just go with that. Cause
and you know, and at the end of the day, you found something that worked, and it works over and over and over again. Like that's the thing. And that's just incredible. I mean, life works in mysterious ways. I'll tell you that, man. I'm telling you, it's just strange. You know, things happen for a reason. I'm a firm believer in that. You know, the reason you saw those videos, whether it was just from me, but you saw those videos alone in the very beginning, it allowed you to find a place to go that could help amplify what you're doing here now. And now you've made an entire case study inside the community. You're working closer with us than ever. You're helping hundreds. I mean, dude, you go live inside the community and do account reviews and just talk to them, and you attract a crowd over 100 people every time.
Yeah, like started insane. With 10.
Yeah.
Then a day got to 50, then 70. Then like it's
incredible.
I see people want it. They need that help. And I would have loved that when I started out. So I'm like, I can do that for the group. That's easy enough.
And the fact that you've put a lot of what you're doing on hold from what you've known, so to be your life, to pursue something different, is a whole nother challenge all on its own too. I mean, I can't even imagine just saying, you know, screw that. Everything that I've built over here is just going to get paused for a second. Let me pursue this real quick, get my financials right, get my life in order, and then maybe we'll see where we're at. I mean, that's such a hard decision to make, especially because you've built, I mean, dude, I've seen you go live in probably 4 different studios. You've built all these places, and you've literally just made the decision to just pause that.
Like
to pursue
literally unplugged everything. I have this one, and I'm just like, this is what I'm going to do 12 hours a day and just grind it out.
And you're good at it.
Yeah,
you're good at it.
It's a community. I've never liked the whole we're a family when you work at a job. I'm like, no, we're coworkers. It's different here for me because it really does feel like whether anyone's going through anything, the types of people, the groups of people, like it's such a diverse group, and everyone really is just like helping each other out. What's crazy is when we talk about like breaking down videos, if you could have seen my text from that time, right after I saw your video, I scoured to find your account. Cause I mean, you said your name was Bryce. So like, okay, Bryce headphones. And I just kept searching it till I found that video.
Yeah.
And then I found it, and I remember sending it to my friends, and like, this guy just made this much money off this video. And I tried to sit and break it down, and I was like, well, this is what he said right here. Here's what I think what worked about this part. And I'm sure somewhere on my account you can see me trying to remake your video from like right after that.
A few people did and had some pretty good success with it, but that product was trending so hard during that time.
And so like that to me was like the start of the let's break down accounts, let's see what's working in videos. I've been doing it from the beginning before I knew there was case studies or anything. It's just how my brain works. Analyze what's working and try to find those patterns and try them out. That's
and replicate them in your own way. I mean, that's the best way to do it. You'd say you're stealing like an artist. We talk about it quite often, you know?
Yeah. How do you learn if you don't learn what's working? Then you can intuit. Now I feel like I can kind of create hooks off the fly, but it took me figuring out what are even hooks that work on TikTok, then doing that 1,000 times. Then you're like, oh, now I can feel when something's a good hook. And I just, another reason why I love Social Army so much, no one cares if we're giving out hooks. Just yesterday when we did an account review, kid was, oh, I stole your hook. Let me know what you think about it. And showed me a hook that he did, and it's working for him better than any of his other videos. That made me so stoked. It's like, yes, you're figuring it out.
That's the point of it. I mean, that's the point of the community. You know, it's there to help individuals out in every way possible, because we were all once in the shoes of what the do I do? How do I start? Where do I start? What do I even say? You know, the coldest cup video. I made a video on that, went viral on it twice. Guess what I did? I posted the video in the main chat, tagged all 2,500 people that are there, and said, hey, go copy this video and see how many of you go viral. Guess what? 5 people went viral with the exact same video structure that I provided to them.
Yeah. I stole that hook too.
Yeah, right. Does it bother me? Absolutely not, because guess what? There's enough out there for everybody to eat. Literally. Yep. That when a product is trending, the best thing to do is to share it with others, because it's going to make it trend even harder, which at the end of the day is going to drive more traffic to your already current viral video, if it already is. Or if it's not, guess what? It's going to drive more traffic to that product, and TikTok's going to start pushing other videos out, which could help spark one of your videos to go viral. But you want it to be put out to the masses. You don't want to seclude it to yourself. That's not a good thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think when people think other affiliates are competition, I understand the viewpoint, but if you really think about it, there's millions and millions and millions of people on TikTok. And if you understand how people purchase things, they don't usually purchase things the first time they see it. So it's like more people talking about it, more stuff out there, it gives you actually a higher likelihood of winning, not a lower likelihood. There's more people talking about the product, and you might just be the fourth time they see it. And that's the time that they actually end up buying it.
Was it you that told me it's, because this is also in sales, but it's what, the third or the fourth time that somebody sees something is usually when the decision is made?
Yeah, they have to see it a few times. Like, it's why commercials work. You know, you don't think of Zyrtec or whatever, but after you see it 50 times, when the doctor says, hey, you're having allergies, you need to get something for it, you're like, well, I'll probably get that one. I've heard of it before.
Right.
And so it's simple things like that, as well as having different personalities connect. People are going to buy differently from me than they will buy from Kaylee. Like you know, I'm a lot more like edgy, aggressive, and like I will debate with people and troll people back. So people are going to feel that vibe from me. So some people are going to be like, oh, I like that. I trust this guy, versus other people might be like, that guy is a douche or something.
Right. I mean, it's the relatability factor. It's huge. I preach it. I say it till I'm blue in the face every time. Relatability and controversy. That's all you need to get a viral video, and a hook. You need a hook. Don't forget about a hook. A video is nothing without a good hook. I say that, and then you got guys like fucking you got guys like Matt Kalla, who post 20 or 30 videos a day and just go viral. This is, you know, just doing his thing.
I'm trying that method too.
I know.
I'm trying it out. We'll see.
By the way, how is it coming along? You're posting how many videos on one page per day now?
I'm doing 10 a day, but I just scaled it up to doing multiple accounts. I'm probably posting between on my account 30 plus times a day.
Okay. On that account you were doing 10 a day, did you see any sort of suppression?
No, I actually saw the opposite. So
really,
for me, that account was just not doing anything. I knew the videos on it were good, but I couldn't break like 200, 300 views and wasn't getting sales. And after probably 4 or 5 days of doing 10 a day, I started getting sales, and now it's up to like $100 a day on that account. So it's nothing insane. I haven't had any virality, but I definitely haven't seen suppression. I also try to be smart about it. I space the times that I'm posting at least an hour apart. I know it can, and I'm willing to risk it on that one. So anyone that's listening, don't take this as like, oh, just do this to your account. I'm taking a risk. I experiment a lot.
Yes, you do.
So
you have a lot of accounts to do it with too.
Yeah, I'm willing to be like, oh, I know I could lose this account. I know I could break this account to try it, but I want to learn the game. So you don't need to do that. I look at it like there's practice and then there's game time. On these random accounts, that's practice. On my main accounts that convert well, that's game time. That's where I take what I learned from all these other accounts and I try to apply it to that main one that I do not want to lose, because it's like my highest converting pages.
Right. That's got to take a lot of time. I mean, but now with those 10 videos you're making a day, you're not batch recording these, are you? Are you recording them all in the moment? You do batch record them.
I film, like if I grab a product, I make at least 15 videos for it back to back. I might slightly turn the camera angle. I might change my shirt. I might whatever. And I also don't script anything. I literally just go right when I pick up the product. I think, who would buy this? I try to picture one person. So if it's my friend, it's my mom, whatever, I picture them. And then I say, what would probably get them to buy it? And I just talk to one person. I don't say mom when I'm recording it, but I talk to one person, and I just say it 15 slightly different ways. And
that is solid.
It's my favorite way to do it. And then I have a really fast editing workflow, so I can edit those 15 videos in probably 20 minutes. And then I just airdrop them to my phone and just have them ready to go.
That's so solid. What you just said right there is gold. You picture one person that you think should be buying the product and you speak to them directly. That's important. A lot of people don't understand how to just talk to the camera because they think they're talking to a camera. No, that person behind the camera needs to be a thought. Think of the person you're talking to. Treat it as if you're on FaceTime with your brother, with your best friend, with your mom. How are you going to explain to them why they should buy this? You know,
exactly. I hate the term, hey guys, or what do you guys think about this? Because you're immediately making people feel like, I want to have people feel like I'm talking to them. So when I'm saying you need this or you or blah, 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 they feel like they can feel it. And it could be conspiracy or superstition. I know a lot of us that make content, we're superstitious because we got 10 million views when we were wearing a blue shirt on a Tuesday at 3 p.m. So we feel like, oh, I got to do that same thing.
Right.
But
I used to do stuff like that all the time.
But I think a lot of it's superstition, but that's where I like to experiment. It's like right now I've been making a ton of videos with really high quality cameras. I tried it a year ago. It did not work. Just in my gut, I have a feeling that it's going to follow the rest of social media where it was like, okay, clickbait viral. Then it went into more like enthusiast. Then it went into high quality video. So I want to see, does that same thing translate to TikTok? So I'm willing to risk a bunch of videos and maybe they'll do nothing. But I just, if there is a new curve, I want to be on the front of it and be experimenting and trying things out.
That's smart too. Cause I tried when I got my fancy camera last year, you know, I tried making those high quality videos. And it didn't pan out to be too well. I feel as if it was just too high of quality for people to want to watch for an ad per se, or for something that's being sold. And the more raw, authentic, and relatable types of videos just shot with my phone always seem to work the best, which I still think might be industry leaders in the terms of what we do here. But I do think that some products might require a little bit of a higher quality and production feel to them.
I found if you want an authoritative angle, so for me when I talk about tech, because I know it so well, I get higher views when I use nicer quality equipment. For whatever reason, people are like, oh, I trust that guy because his stuff seems legit.
That relates, to the crowd though, because those people who watch those tech videos watch guys like Matty K, watch guys like Parker, what is his name? You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, 100%. So if you're like, hey, this is the best microphone for filmmaking or whatever, and your video's not good, they're like, I'm not going to listen to this. But when I want to have an enthusiast angle, so I'm talking about a sweater, or I'm talking about something to where I'm not an expert in this field at all, I like to use my phone, and that's what I've seen mainly helping for me. It does kind of seem like depends on who you're talking to, how you're talking to them, the angle that you're trying to take the video. So it's super interesting, but that's why I like to experiment. Like same with captions. I've noticed captions doing not as good. Like, you know, the big pop-up ones with the colors.
Yeah. Those are kind of falling off.
Falling out. And so then I'm like, okay, what's the new thing? Is it just TikTok captions? Is it no captions? So I test it out for a while, and it's just my nature. I can't control it. I'll probably always do that.
It's not bad at all. I mean, it might be a little bit of extra work in some cases, but at the end of the day, who cares? That extra work might discover something that works, and then you double, triple down on it, and boom, it makes you a bunch of money. I mean, that's not a bad thing to do at all. I think a lot of people just don't have the mindset to, or the capacity rather, to even go through and try to attempt to test all types of different things, because a lot of people want to see results right now. And if they don't see those results in 10 videos, it's like, I'm going to just give up on it. But
yeah, everyone asks me, how many people do you think are actually successful on TikTok Shop? And I say, probably not a lot, but if we take out all the people who made less than 5-10 videos, the numbers probably shoot up a lot. Like what I see is people try like 2 videos, 10 videos, and then they feel goofy. They feel like it didn't work. They never try again. I'm like, okay, so if we subtract out all of those people and then look at how many, the numbers are probably a lot higher.
Right. Because there's a lot of people who don't.
Yeah, like most people will try it a little bit and don't actually, it's like anything else. Most people don't even try. Of the people that try, they only try a couple times. It's like, who's actually trying over and over? So when I have someone, like my friends are trying to join in right now, I'm finally convinced them to give it a go.
Let's go.
And when they were like, what do I do? Is this video good? I was like, let's stop talking about this video. Can you make 500 videos? Like, let's focus on that. Like, I'll go over your videos and tell you if they're good, but don't even care. Just make 500 because you'll get quality from making quantity. It's how it works. You're never going to be great at first. You just need to make a ton of it, and then you'll figure out what actually works.
Did y'all hear that? You will get quality from creating quantity. Practice, practice, practice. Just like anything else. You don't become a master at your craft until you have at least 10,000 hours of work put into that craft. You're not going to become good at this overnight. It does not happen. There's a few unicorns out there who post the video and it goes viral right away. I'm one of those. Are my results typical? Absolutely not. But the reason I feel as if I was one of those people to succeed early on is because I have a extensive background in sales, and I understand how human psychology works. I understand how people buy. And on top of that, I had already been creating content for about 6 months prior, trying to break into the high quality tech field. it wasn't for me. I wasn't one of those guys I wanted to be, but I just wasn't. But I learned how to edit videos, and I learned how to create hooks, and I learned how to captivate attention. And then on top of that, I'm really good at sales. So all of that kind of played into one. But if you're just starting content and you're just starting to learn how to sell things to people, it's not going to come overnight. It's going to take quantity before it turns into quality.
Yeah.
I think that is extremely well said.
I think every time I see someone, they're like, oh, my first video blew up, like me.
Right.
Every time I actually talk to them, they have a background. So I've been making content professionally for brands and companies now for a decade.
And your videos showed it.
On top of that, when I had my last corporate job, I was a sales manager. I managed 35 people who did sales. So it's like, I know how to sell and teach people to sell. So it doesn't surprise me that they kind of came together. So it's like, yeah, oh, your first video did well. Sure, after a lot of work. So when people are like, oh, you say this is easy money, you say this is passive. I've never said that because I don't believe in passive. Sure, it was passive in the sense of when I needed to take 2 months off, I kept getting paid.
Right.
But it wasn't passive. There was a bunch of front loading of effort of learning how to do it. And then it's the easiest money I've ever made, but I had to spend time to learn how to actually do it.
Yeah, it's the tip of the iceberg thing, man. I mean, all they see is what's on the surface and not the 10 years of history put behind it. I mean, it really is. And I try to explain that to a lot of people. A lot of people just don't see it that way, and they just want the results now.
And it doesn't take 10 years. That's what's nice. It's like, if you meet people who know what they're doing, then they can tell you, hey, look both ways before you cross the road. And you don't have to go through all these mistakes that everyone else went through.
You don't have to get hit by a car before you realize, oh shit,
I honestly feel like if I could start, if I could go 10 years back knowing what I know now, I could probably make it happen in a year or less. But it's because I know now the path. Like if everything goes gone today, I think I could start again and make it work. Just like started a brand new TikTok account 10 days ago. We're at 10,000 followers. Like I know the path now. It's
that is so crazy too.
Doing it over and over again.
How long ago did you start your teaching TikTok shop page? Was that the
About
one you started?
10 days ago. Yeah, 11 days ago.
You're
like
over 10,000 followers now, right? You're at like 16.
I think I'm at 11, 10, 11, something like that.
Man, and that's crazy. But all it is teaching something that people want to know. See, when people ask me how to grow a TikTok page, my normal answer to them is go to YouTube, look up how to grow to 5,000 followers fast, and then find a video that you relate to and copy their method. I can teach you my way, but my way is not going to work for you because I have extensive knowledge in the TikTok shop field. So if I'm going to grow an account, I'm going to grow it teaching people TikTok shop because I can grow it to 5,000 followers, 10,000 followers just as fast as you grew yours because I know how to target those individuals. But if you don't have knowledge in that, my way is not going to work for you. It's crazy.
I always say look for where you have value, provide that value because people want a shortcut. And what I keep trying to explain is TikTok has made it clear what they want in an affiliate. And so you can find all these little shortcuts through, but then you're going to be the person writing me, hey, just lost my account, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, yeah, TikTok wants real people who can talk about products and make high quality videos. If you just understand that's the skill set and just fight at learning that skill set, that will pay you forever. It's just like I've been able to grow social media accounts for a long time because I've learned it's about the audience. If you give them value, they'll pay you back with a follow. Like it's just how it works. But if you're trying to like find these little ways through, sure, you might get through them. For example, like clipping content, it works and it worked for a while, but is it going to be as deep of a connection with your audience when you target an audience, you give them a bunch of value? I think over the long term, you're going to see niche content probably become bigger and bigger and bigger because people will be known for that. Oh, that's that makeup person. That's that tech guy. And it's going to kind of dominate over the years. Right now, while it's new, it's kind of, all right, it's just viral. Who can say the craziest thing? Let's see what happens, you know? But I think over time, it's going to be like, who has these pillared content that people know them for what they do.
Right. And a good example of that is Matt. I mean, Matt he's built his entire page on just tech since 2020. And now that's primarily what he posts as a shop creator. Now he filters in regular content as well. I mean, the other day he had an electric scooter that was on a website, not a shop video at all, went crazy viral, sold them out. but people know him for
His account
tech.
blew my mind. I thought
I
there's
know.
all these things you got to do, right? And then someone sent me his link. I spent like 2 hours scrolling and was like, I'm only back like a month. I don't understand how he's posting so much. That was the day I was like, all right, I'm doing 10 times a day. If it's the new meta, I'm trying it. We'll see.
Right. It's so great. So I have a couple of questions, man. I mean, this has been probably one of my favorite podcast. You and I have been really going back and forth on this. I love it. It's great. But I am starting to push my time here. I look down, we're at 40 minutes. No, this is not your fault. This is not your fault. I love this. I just know if we post an hour and a half podcast, how many people are going to watch the whole thing?
Exactly.
I mean, honestly, probably a lot. But, but real quick, what are some of the setbacks you think you've had on TikTok that have really forged your way into avoiding those or learning to get better? Have you had any crazy setbacks on TikTok?
Yes. One is not letting the ego of what you want your account be to keep you from what it could be in the future. Like, I wanted mine to be a music account so bad, and sure, I got it to 8,000 followers or whatever, but the second I transitioned a little bit into more general, like, tech, overall music tips, like tutorial, I shot up from there immediately and had videos doing well. Two, don't get stuck in the trap of getting samples. Everyone wants samples, but before you know it, you have so many in your house and you have an entire basement full, you can't even walk through them. And you think the job is getting cool things and opening it instead of like making high quality content.
Yep.
Three is actually showing up for the brands, because these brands they're essentially giving, like, they gave me a sample, but if you show up for the brands and you do well for them and you guys have a communication, you'll be surprised how much deeper that relationship can work, how they can connect you to other brands. I don't believe in burning bridges. Just try to actually show up for people that you're going to show up for. If they're giving you something, make a video or 5 about it. Like, it's not too much work to do. It's not going to water down your content, and it's not going to hurt anyone. Like, people, I don't want my page to seem a certain... they care about them. They're just scrolling through TikTok. But show up for the brands, because you never know where those opportunities will lead you. If I could only tell you how much me connecting with brands has led me to bigger opportunities that I look at my life today and I'm like, a year ago, I'll have a bad day that a year ago would have been like, that would be the best. That'd be amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I feel
but
that.
It's because I just keep working with brands and try to show up for them and be a man of my word. And I think that's the best way to approach it.
That is. I can agree with everything you just said there. And the whole a year ago thing, man, I look back. God, I'm having a stroke here. August 24th marked 1 year that I started creating content.
Crazy.
And only 6 months ago did I start doing anything with TikTok Shop. My life has changed tenfold. I mean, I've made just buku's amounts of money doing this. Now, am I rich from it? No, not by any means necessary. However, what we have created in the process of this is just absolutely insane. And I'll look back, like just the other day, I was sitting on my couch. I'm like, damn, I got to make all these videos. I just don't feel like doing shit today. That's the roughest part of my day. A year ago, the roughest part of my day was going into work, slaving away for 12 hours, not knowing if a customer was going to come in and buy a car for me, and then having a sales meeting with my manager who's going to mother F every single one of us for not making enough phone calls or having any appointments or having customers in front of me. And then I go home, go to sleep, repeat, do it all over again, and I barely get to see my family. I barely get to see my kids. That was the bad day. Now my bad days are all shit. I got this, and this to make content for.
I got so much to do. It's like, it's a good problem to have.
It is, but it's just crazy to think about.
Everyone looks at it like I'm just making content on my phone. If you position your mindset a little bit differently, it's like you're starting a business that you were able to start with nothing, and it can grow into something that's so big. So yeah, am I rich from it? Absolutely not. But I have now like almost a platform that I've never had before to build upon that like could develop into something that could really be big here. And I've never had that type of an opportunity before. Brands knocking on my door, people wanting to work with me. And it's like, so no, am I rich? No. But do I now have what I feel like is a path forward that's clear? I can see it. Before it was just like, I'll try everything. Now it's like, I see the path. I just have to take the steps and go down it.
Just got to keep going with it, and don't let up either. I mean, a lot of people get so complacent and they get so comfortable, and just the let up is what kills you. You know, the second you get too complacent and too comfortable in what you're doing and stop putting yourself in those uncomfortable positions for growth is the second the growth just disappears. It'll be gone in a heartbeat before you know it. And It's crazy because, like you said, brands knocking on your door to work with you. Never in a million years did I think a brand would be emailing me 5 times. Hey, just following up. Hey, just following up. Hey, I really want you to review this product. I'll give it to you for free. Like, it's just incredible. It's such a crazy feeling. Can you run me through your process of how you pick products? I know this is kind of a little late in the podcast for this, but I've always been curious on that with you because you do have obviously your main page where you post a lot of general tech, but you also post sweaters and shoes and all types of other shit as well.
So mine's a little bit interesting. One, I use Calidata. Okay. I use the filtering inside of TikTok, so I'll just search hashtag TikTok shop filter to most liked in the past month.
I do that too. I love that.
And just look for the top products. Sometimes it's just like I see something and I'm like, I think that can work. And then sometimes it's brands reaching out to me. And I like don't shy around it at all that I do have fees up front to work with brands and I do all that stuff. But I refuse to take a script. So that's something that's really important that I hope other creators understand. Like, just because a brand reaches out, offers you money, they all want you to say their script. You can just say no, and they'll still probably be like, okay, you can still make the video for us. And so to me, it's like I get a mix of all of these things, and I just don't want to limit myself on, well, I only do tech. Okay, but what if I find a vein in something else? What if I can do something a little bit different with these other products? And then I think also my address has been linked between a lot of these people. I don't think this is common, but I will have the craziest products show up in my house that I know for a fact I did not
I've had that happen a couple of times, and then the company will reach out to me on WhatsApp. Hey, your products arrived. Excuse me, I didn't ask for this.
Yeah, so I'm like, they must have told someone or had someone. I had 3 king size mattresses show up at my house.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So, like, they were obviously rolled up in a box and stuff, so we didn't know what they were. But once you open it, they just. And it's like, all right, I guess I have 3.
You've got an Alaskan king inside your house now.
Yeah,
put all 3 of those together.
3 beds now. So stuff that I'm like, I know I would not have requested those things. So. Yeah, I have a big mix, but it's all about organization. Again, I try to run it like a business, have Excel sheets of when you got the products, if the product's going viral, if you make a video, just write down the video, try to check back after a month. How's it done? Check back after a little bit longer, because then you have data. I am a huge data person. Other people don't like it, but I'm like, I just like to be able to see what's working and try to feel the trends out.
Yeah. I mean, numbers don't lie. I mean, if there's a pattern, the pattern's going to be a pattern. I mean, that's just how it works.
So usually every week I have a YouTube video where I just review the top products every week, and usually I just try to request every top product of the week and see what happens. Because if they're in the top 10, they probably made good money off it. I want to make sure all the products I have is something that someone has made good money with, so I know that if it's not converting, it's just me not being able to convert it, not the product being bad.
Right. And a lot of the times that's generally what it is. If it's a good product and it's getting sales and your video fails to perform, it's most likely the video that was created. And I will say sometimes, man, the algorithm is unfair in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. A lot of us were going through some posting times. Alex, for example, he posted like 60 videos in the month of July. Nothing took off. Month of August, almost every video he posted went viral. But I
think it's like when it finally connects you to a new audience or something.
Right.
It's like, I think people look at it like TikTok's mad at me. If you're not restricted, I don't think that's the case. I think it's like you're making cat videos, but it's sending it to dog lovers, and it's just like not connecting, and it takes time, and then randomly you feel your account click in and you're like, oh, this video just got 100,000. This video just got 10,000. You feel it unlock. And that's when I go really hard on accounts when you feel that happen.
I'm actually going through that currently with that. It opened up with the, which video was it? I think it opened up with the goalie video. It popped up to 1 million. And then almost every video I posted after that was getting 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 3 million, 100,000. Like it just started blowing up. And I'm doing the same. I'm doubling down. And then I just got a community guidelines violation today too for the Greens gummies for drugs and regulated goods.
I'm so worried about supplements. I just started them because I see how good they are. Mm-hmm. I'm doing 200 videos for goalie.
Come on, for September?
Yeah, for the month of September. I already have 95 of them filmed, so we're like already halfway done. But I'm at the point where I'm saying, no, I'm just spamming them everywhere.
Okay.
But like, I'm to the point where I'm saying disclaimers twice in the video. I'm putting it on the screen. I'm writing it in the thing. I'm putting it everywhere. Not saying anything about anything medical. Just words like chill out or
Zen,
down in the
relax,
dumps. Yeah, things like that. I'm not going to say anything, and I'm just going to go crazy with it. I want to learn supplements. It seems like such a valuable skill set. There's so much money in supplements.
There is.
Everyone's scared of it, which makes me feel like, okay, if everyone's scared of it, there's less people in it. If there's also violations, it's scaring more people away. Like,
Right.
I don't want the violations, but I see that there's value in this vein, so I'm willing to risk as many accounts as I need to learn that skill.
Yeah, you can continue to grow these accounts too. You know, it's not like you don't know how to do that. The crazy thing is, I think that's why the people who find the success in supplements find the mega success that they do, because there's not a lot of people doing it. Like, for example, this product here, this Nello Super Calm.
I'm doing some of
this
those
is not a
too.
sponsored post, by the way, but they blow up, and the commission is like $10 a sale. So imagine selling, 5,000-10,000 units. You're making $50,000 to $100,000 off of just that. I've sold 5,000 to 10,000 units on a product that gives me $1 in commission. It's like a stab in the heart sometimes, because it's like, damn, what if it was $5? What if it was a $6 commission? I should really start focusing on higher commission products. But yeah, I mean, supplements are killers if you know how to do them.
Yeah, it's a skill that I wish more people would realize, instead of looking at it like luck, looking at it like these are skill sets, and it's clear what TikTok wants you to do.
Yep.
And if you just put your head down and learn that skill, even if it takes you a little longer to find some success, you're going to be in the long run in a lot better position, because you'll be poised to be able to work with a lot of brands. You know how to do it. You have the skill set to be able to do a lot more things. So that's why I don't worry as much when it's like, oh, I had a month that was a lot lower, because I know in the background what I'm doing, what I'm working on, and like the skills I'm trying to learn to be able to take this to, like, I don't want this to just be me posting videos on my phone. I want this to be a business that can actually like turn into something for me. So
right. No, and I'm right there with you. It took me 7 months to realize that, hey, sometimes you got bad months, man. Just keep posting through and you'll pick up again. It happens. I have a question for you, man. What's your take on those people who are constantly posting videos on TikTok, dogging the ones who try to teach TikTok shop? Now, let me keep going on this. There's a few people I see that say, oh, those guys trying to teach you TikTok shop are liars. They have one viral video and then that's it. There's no technique to this. It's all luck. What is your take on that? Because to me, that kind of aggravates me, coming from someone who's had almost 15 viral videos on just 2 accounts alone.
Yeah. Coming from someone who tried everything on the internet and then got a sour taste in my mouth, I get it. Because if I would have seen a random ad from some guy being like, all you got to do is TikTok shop, I would have been like, sure, dude. So I get it from that perspective. It's people not really doing the research, people not understanding, and then probably also a kernel of truth in the bad actors in the community, because there is always going to be the people who just fake whatever the thing is to try to jump on that train. But that's why you want to try to find the groups who are been around a long time. A lot of people vouch for them. A lot of people say that they're getting their value out of them. There have been people that make money in dropshipping. There have been people that make money in ClickFunnels or whatever it is. It's just all the people around there that were also trying to be like, oh, I just want to be like those guys that teach how to make the money, but they never actually did it. I think you should ask people for their receipts. Someone in one of my videos said, I'm not going to believe you till you put your bank statements. So I made a video and I just showed my bank statements. Like it's easy enough to show receipts when you actually have them. So I think it's like, I understand the skepticism, because it's hard not to be skeptical on the internet. But when the investment is literally nothing but a couple minutes of your time, why not try it? Because you can't start any other business with zero, with absolutely nothing. If you just have the followers, you can just click the button, apply, and try it. It's as simple as that. And if you hate it, you don't like it, then it's not for you. So it doesn't bother me as much as I'm like, I get it. I wish I could get through to them. But I'm also kind of past the point of trying to convince people that that want to close off. I've learned that being open-minded is really important, and I don't really want to try to like people who are very closed-minded. I'm not trying to force my way to, I just need everyone to believe me. I don't need anyone to believe me. I'm just want to help out the people who do believe it's possible. Like, it changed my life, so I will be there to try to tell them what I did, and I don't like the gatekeeping. I'll tell you all of the information. There's nothing really too crazy about it. It's like, if I'm going to teach you to do a free throw, I can show you how to put your feet. I can show you where to put your elbow. I can show you where to look on the hoop. I can't take 1,000 shots for you. So I'll show you all those things, but you got to do that part of it.
You got to implement it yourself.
Yep.
You have to. No, that's very true. You You lead a horse to water, you can't force the guy to drink.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy. I love that. That was probably the best answer you probably could have ever put out for that. That's awesome. And it's true. When you're looking for the people that want to change their lives, they'll find you.
Yep.
You know, they'll find you, or you'll get put in front of them. TikTok, I swear the algorithm's living in our brains, because when I'm thinking of something, all of a sudden that video will pop up on my For You page. All right, guys. Hey, I just want everyone to know Jerry has a case study inside the course, and I will tell you, the case studies are probably the single biggest value add we've ever added to the course and the community, because you get to learn from other people that you may relate to more than you do myself. I teach the main course inside the inside the academy that we have, just TikTok Shop basics, and I have a more advanced module as well. However, a lot of people might not relate to the way that I do things, and that's why we started adding the case studies. You have people to pick from, like Jerry and multiple others, who break down their success, who break down their ideals, who break down everything that they do in creating videos and becoming successful with it. That it's good to learn from those that you relate to. I talk about this all the time. Relatability is everything. And if you want to go through and watch it and you want to join the community, there's going to be a link right down below this video inside the description. Please make sure you check that out. The link is going to be Jerry's. It's going to directly support him. And when you join, watch his case study, guys. It's absolutely amazing if you do join. You got about 5 more minutes here, Jerry. I wanted to ask you another question on basically like key milestones that you've hit. Have you set goals for yourself outside of just, specific post criteria? And have you hit any crazy milestones with this?
I try to stay away from money milestones, because like I really want to learn the skill of it, I guess is the best way to put it. So for me, it's more like videos, types of videos. Can I learn skits? Can I dial these things? Obviously, it was like when I had my first viral video, my first milestone was, can I do it again? Was that a fluke? So then I hit it again, and then it was like, okay, but that was for the same thing. Can I do another one with a different product? After I did it like 10 times, then that kind of went away. And now it's more like, can I just learn these new avenues, these new skills? I want to be really good at just talking to camera, because that will drastically increase the amount of content I can make in a day and how much I can help people. Can I get better at talking about supplements? I really try to stay away from money ones. It's not that it's bad, but just because I know that then I'll be so focused on just checking at how much I made every day that it will distract me from actually just really trying to put my head down. I think the money will come, and I could be wrong, guys. You can check me on this a year from now, but I think I could be wrong. But like, I think if I just focus more on getting really good at this, then it will pay off more for me in the long run than if I'm just like, I just really want to make 20K next month, and then it'll be 21K next month. Like, I really just want to focus on the skill set behind it and how to teach people and help them more. I think that in the long run, for my legacy and for like what I want how I'm viewed in the future, I think that'll be a lot more important for me and my family.
That's incredible. I mean, that's absolutely crazy. Don't focus on the income. Focus on the skill set, and the money will follow. That's something that I was taught a very long time ago. Focus on perfecting your craft, and if your craft is important enough, you will find success in terms of monetary value within that craft. I mean, that's... Oh, boy, the kids are home. They're screaming. That's awesome. I mean, that's so... Yeah. That's, the best answer I think you could have put out for that. Like, that's great. Focusing on perfecting the skill set instead of focusing on making $1, because the money will follow. That's great. That's great. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate your time today, Jerry. We are coming up on about an hour here, so I think we will call it out here. It looks like you and I might need to do another one of these in the future, because I feel like there was a lot more conversations to be had here today.
I'm always down. I can yap forever, dude.
I love it. I love it. Well, hey, huge shout out to Social Army and the community itself for being able to get all this put together, and for bringing Jerry and getting him on board and allowing this podcast to happen today. Huge shout out to Jerry for giving us the time and sharing all of his vast knowledge and whatever he's doing. And if you guys want to follow him, all of the socials that he's going to allow us to share, we will list them down below. We don't like putting anybody on blast who's not comfortable having certain accounts out there, because it can be a little risky sometimes. But if you guys want to follow him to learn, he does have a teaching TikTok shop page, which we will definitely link down below for you guys to go check out. He goes live pretty often, reviews accounts in there, and bonus, if you get inside the community every day, how long do you think you're going to be doing this for? Just until it kind of...
Until I notice that people are feeling like they kind of all generally have the answer to the basic questions. It's almost always the same 15. So I just want to go. It could be months. It could be a week. It just depends on how long the community needs it, you know?
So for those of you that are wanting to, obviously it is September 5th, the day that we are recording this. This will go live probably in about a week or so. But if you're inside the community or want to get inside the community and want a little bit more closer of that one-on-one help, Jerry does go live inside the community and does account reviews as well as video reviews. So go check him out over there and don't miss it. Every day at 4 p.m. MST, right? So that's 5 p.m. CST.
Yep.
So yeah. Appreciate you being here today, dude. I appreciate you sharing everything. I appreciate you deep diving into kind of how TikTok and social army has been able to change your life. I know that's a little bit of a sensitive subject, but definitely inspirational in every way, shape, or form. And you are an absolute killer, bro. Man, keep it up. You're doing great things. Man. Yeah.
Appreciate you guys. Appreciate Social Army. You want to shout out anything? Shout out Social Army. They've been great.
Awesome. Well, Jerry, I think we'll conclude here. Everybody, I appreciate y'all for being here. We will see you guys on the next one.